We are learning more about the wild scene in Orlando that ended with a crash in the middle of an apartment complex. It all started with another crash and a robbery on Uppsala Road in Sanford yesterday afternoon. Then the suspect and another man were pulled over on Colonial Drive just west of Orange Avenue in downtown Orlando. West 2's Greg Fox is live at that complex this afternoon. And Greg, that is a very busy part of downtown and a lot of people could have been hurt.
You're talking about a place where, just after 5 o'clock, rush hour, everybody heading home, including some of them here at their homes in these apartments that are just about a half a block from Orange and Colonial, one of the busiest intersections in Central Florida. But all of this started in Sanford.
To have witnessed that was just wild.
This woman, who wishes not to be identified, provided West 2 News with video of one of the scariest things she's ever seen. A man getting out of a silver car following a minor collision, pulling out a gun and aiming it at the driver of the other car.
When I opened my window, he was already threatening to literally kill the man. He was like, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to kill him. And he was running after him to hit him.
She says after the suspect moved his vehicle, he then climbed into a red Kia and drove off. Less than 3 hours later, chaos in downtown Orlando. West 2 News was right there after investigators say that red Kia had struck other vehicles and smashed into a delivery van. Moments earlier, Orange County deputies had stopped the suspect's car near Colonial Drive and Orange Avenue. You can see in this video the driver, there on the right, complied with orders to exit the vehicle, but the suspect climbed behind the wheel and took off. Just to orient you, this is East Colonial Drive, just east of Interstate 4. And officers say after the passenger got into the driver's seat of the red Kia, drove through Camden Orange Court right here and smashed into the Amazon van, which is roughly where that white Jeep is now. The suspect then tried to run away, but was quickly tased and arrested in front of stunned apartment residents.
Police started coming from every direction with guns, tasers, everything pulled. They were just yelling for all the residents who had come onto their balconies as to where the guy had went.
It's not about trust, though. It's your actions that sort of speak for themselves. Do you know what I mean?
At his first appearance, 24-year-old Robert Lee Smith, charged with resisting arrest, fleeing and eluding, and driving without a license, faced a judge. Calling Smith a danger to the community, he ordered him held on $21,000 bond. Smith, nicknamed Ratty Bang, has an extensive criminal history. Charged months ago with domestic violence on a pregnant woman that was dropped by the state attorney Friday for lack of a cooperative witness. Smith violated an anti-stalking injunction in 2020 and received 8 months in jail, and in 2019 fired shots at a Sanford clothing store and a woman and her children, and was handed a 9-month jail sentence. And we are live again at that apartment complex near the corner of Orange and East Colonial Drive. And you may be wondering, well, what happened to that guy that came out of the red car? He was initially questioned, he was initially detained, but right now there are no charges against him. So only charges against Smith at this point, and the number of those charges could go up both in Orange and in Seminole County. Covering Orange County live in Orlando, Greg Fox, West 2 News.